Hello, folks. Richard Moore, USAGSA. I'm bringing you a story tonight that affects every person in the United States of America, every American citizen. Now, I know that many of you may have read articles or you've seen broadcasts regarding flock cameras. These cameras that are being installed in cities all across America. I did a show on this almost a year ago. And since that time, I've had I really hadn't had anybody that has even brought it up. Just a couple of people. It seems that we're distracted with too many other things to pay attention to what's really going on. Well, you have all this stuff, and you get caught up with what the fake media and what they're talking about, that narrative. That's exactly where they want you. And I'm going to give you this breakdown of this flock cameras. I'm going to tell you the things that you haven't been told. And this from someone very close, an insider on this deal. I fully expect after this broadcast and ensuing days, the things that I will be disclosing, not just here on our channel, but on my Substack. All the links to the ways you can support us and my Substack. I've written extensively about these programs, and I've got an expose coming out, and it's going to, so you'll have everything there. So we're talking about a quiet takeover, folks, of our town, our cities, our state, and our country by private companies, contractors, by drones, by nanotech, and by nationwide intelligence network that's operating far outside the United States Constitution. Here's the kicker. By the same time your sheriff or your police chief ever announces they're bringing in flock cameras, they've already been in your town for a year or more. Take note of what I just said. The cameras? No. Well, let me go on. They've been operating for a year or better prior to anybody in the public knowing anything about this deal. They've been operating, mapping, tracking without your knowledge, without your consent, and without a single vote cast. Now, this is what they say. This is the script they all use, whether it's in Spokane, Washington, or Atlanta, Georgia. I believe that's ground zero for this corrupt energy. But here is the script that they use. And every city hears the same rehearsed speech. We're just fighting crime. No facial recognition. No artificial intelligence. We don't track innocent people. This reduces crime by 70%. Businesses feel safer. Other cities are doing it. We follow all privacy laws. Your sheriff says it. Your police chief says it. Your mayor says it. And your local news repeats it like gospel. Now, that's the public script. But tonight, I'm going to take in what they won't say. The secret year of the illegal surveillance, before one camera goes up, before one contract is signed, before your city council ever takes a vote, Flock and its partners have already been in your town for 12 to 18 months, quietly building a surveillance map. They send in their off-the-books team. That sounds legitimate. A team the public never hears about. And they map every road, track every pattern. When I say every, folks, let's establish this. Every means every. Yes, you, and you, and you. They fly drones at night. For those that wondered about those drones and those peeping Tom perverts, and I've got 25 to 30 right now hovering. Because in real time, they're feeding this information. It's going back and forth. They know what I'm doing right now. So this, believe me, it's a continuous battle of these pathetic criminals of trying to sideline and sidetrack and throw me off my narrative. And that's not going to work. Not tonight. unless they hit me with a rocket launcher or something like that. And I'm sure they hadn't ruled that out yet. And they might want to be dialing that in because that's what it's going to take. So they fly the drones at night, and they're testing nano sensors, analyzing travel routes, create behavior signatures, build faceless profiles of residents, gather patterns of life data. They track who comes and goes. They track sleep patterns, shower times, and household routines. I hope y'all are picking up what I'm putting down. They track. Now this is from inside the beast. These are the facts. My question is: so you mean to tell me they know the only thing they know because of this nanotechnology and what they're doing, and with your this mesh network, this 5G mesh network, and all these other things. That's a conversation for another day. In real time, they're getting a clearer picture than they could. Somebody was standing there with a camera, but there's no camera, and there's no microphones that they can hear and they can see. So that's what's really going on. Now, this is what they bring to the sheriff and the chief behind closed doors. And of course, then your sheriff and your chief, they immediately contact the Department of Justice and the U.S. Attorney as it creates a federal referral for the FBI to investigate. Right there. Okay. Now this is the whole work around the United States Constitution. This is not a camera system, ladies and gentlemen, on the onset. It's a full-blown, real-time surveillance grid running before you ever know it exists. Flock is not just a camera company, folks. That's just the storefront window. Behind is a network of private contractors. These are just some of the people that are in bed with Flock cameras. Just like reduce crime and get some podunk on there. I feel safer at night. I bet you do. And so you have your community-oriented policing, everybody doing their part. And this system that's already in place, then this is how everything is backdoored. And this is the big panopticon, the psyop of psyops, ladies and gentlemen. Lockheed Martin, Raytheon, Northrop Grumman, drone manufacturers, AI companies, private fusion centers, intelligent brokers, and this hidden crew handles thermal mapping, real-time RF surveillance, wide area drone surveillance, nanoreflector networks, artificial intelligence behavior analysis, and the public sees the cameras, the insiders see the grid. Now, here's the grease job. Buying local loyalty, okay? Before the public ever hear about the insiders have already been wined, dined, hosted, gifted, trained, and flattered. Who? Sheriffs, the chiefs, mayors, city council members, and county attorneys. Everyone who matters. Everything is structured to look legal. Conferences, training trips, professional development outings, dinners, private demonstrations. These meetings build the club. The same cops-style holistic policing, a clique that already believes in community surveillance and targeting. These are the people that they're feeding this criminal plan to. It's, everybody's doing it, so we can do it too. The coaching script is Flock and his partners teach local officials exactly what to say and what not to say. I promise you it's not going to take all night, but I can explain to you with the drones and the flying perverts, they're going to do everything they can to impede the inevitable. And so good luck with all that. They're not going to stop it. Not going to stop it. So the coaching script, and folks, this is none of this is a hypothesis. Okay, this is all unadulterated facts, and that's about simple as I can make it. Flock and its partners teach local officials exactly what to say and what not to say. They train them on how to deny artificial intelligence. They train them on how to deny real-time tracking, how to deny advanced surveillance, how to handle FOIA requests, how to respond to lawsuits, how to frame critics as paranoid, how to use local media for the rollout, how to protect themselves legally. This entire production is pre-scripted. The public rollout is just the final act. The MOU, the Memorandum of Understanding scam, the backdoor loophole. Sheriffs, chiefs, mayors, and city council to work with private surveillance companies, private stakeholders, without public oversight, without public voting, without public hearings, without competitive bidding, without procurement laws getting in the way, and without any constitutional limits that would work around. A memorandum of understanding lets them say, we're not buying anything, we're just testing it. Never get that first year free. Meanwhile, the system is already fully operational. It has been. A memorandum of understanding is how they turn illegal surveillance into a pilot program. And then Flock gives the city 1 year free, which means they've got a year at least of illegal surveillance, and then year 2, free surveillance after the MOU. 2 years of data, 2 years of tracking, and 2 years of mapping. And the public don't even get to hear about year 3. The media ritual. Then comes the process is media ritual. The cameras go up, the ribbon gets cut, the news smiles and nods, and they interview these deplorables, business owners, the police chiefs, sheriffs, mayors, chamber of commerce members. And those people get up and parrot how safe and all of this, all the old talking points. The old whores put on a new dress, same talking points. They never interview a targeted individual. And that's 8 million Americans, and that's a conservative figure annually, are being illegally targeted in plain sight. They never interview private attorneys, constitutional scholars, civil rights organizations are victims of misuse. Local media plays its part like a loyal PR arm. And folks, it's not about stolen cars. It's about public safety. It is about crime. This is about building a national surveillance system paid for by the people it targets. And what it creates, folks, is a nationwide real-time tracking grid, a database of every American's movement. Now, they already have that. The future centers have that. They are fine-tuning this puppy and making it a more usable and palatable element to be handled and micromanaged on a local basis. That's the giving for the local people that all go along with it and drink the Kool-Aid. This database of every American's movie, a pattern of life profiling on every single American. This is what's happening right now, but did not tell you. Risk scoring, dissident identification, a community snitch network. And they want to police themselves by a snitch culture. Privatized intelligence outside the Constitution, a method of eliminating nonconformists. Pay attention to what I just said. This is the deal from a person that is involved in all of these things I've been talking about. And now this is the panopticon, the all-seeing system, the surveillance grid, the side for sides. And the people have no idea it's already operating right now over their heads, right here in Itawamba County, Mississippi. That's what's going on. Folks, America is not changing the Constitution. That's not going to happen. They're simply going around it. By outsourcing surveillance to private companies, hiding behind memorandums of understanding, they've created a parallel policing system that is not accountable to the voters, not bound by warrants, and not restricted by our rights. The truth is behind Flock. This is the truth behind the drones. This is the truth behind the private partnerships. This is the truth behind community policing. This is the truth behind the National Targeting Program. And this is the truth about what the deep state really is and who it is. Even those people that will stand up boldly and say, we've got to expose the deep state. Now, I want to just briefly cover right quick the major crimes and violations committed through the Flock backdoor deals. This warrantless mass surveillance, tracking citizens' movements, habits, and patterns of life without warrants violates the Fourth Amendment. The Supreme Court precedents requiring warrants for tracking and digital surveillance. This is the foundation of the entire criminal enterprise. What they're violating, that's the foundation of it. But they're still rolling it out. And they said, no, we're not doing that. And oh, okay, well, they said they weren't doing that, then they're not doing that. Illegal search and seizure of data. Collecting data before any contract or permission is signed is an illegal search. Storing and sharing the data without court oversight is illegal seizure. Operating in cities without authorization. Flock and partner contractors operating in towns before agreements or votes occur is unauthorized law enforcement activity, data intrusion, criminal trespass in digital sense, and operating surveillance equipment without judicial authority. Some states have already caught on to them doing this. Conspiracy to violate civil rights is a federal crime, 18 U.S.C. 241, conspiracy against right. If two or more people conspire to violate constitutional right, that is a federal felony. We've talked about this many times, folks, but I'm bringing it all the way home to who in the hell is doing it. I did that of the neo-panoptic beast. That last video I did, it gives you the structure of those in government that are responsible for that are allowing these things to happen. This, and I said, you got the private partnerships that come in. This is it. All right. Nothing's changed. This applies to Flock executives, private contractors, sheriffs, chiefs, mayors, city attorneys, and anyone involved in the secret rollout. These state actors, that includes those working for the Citizens Court and the Infraguard or the damn Kiwanis Club. I don't care. Their hands are involved in this crime. It's doing it. It says it's okay, so it must be all right. Deprivation of rights under the color of law, 18 U.S.C. 242, deprivation of right, using law enforcement authority to enable illegal surveillance is a federal crime. Do we have people that are doing it? Do we have names? We sure do. Y'all go ahead and bring some more drums in. Fraudulent procurement, bypassing public bidding laws. Using a memorandum of understanding, a non-binding agreement to test surveillance systems is a deliberate evasion of state procurement laws, public bidding requirements, transparency statutes, and sunshine laws. This is fraud against the public process. Misuse of public office for private gain. And we got that in phase 2, ladies and gentlemen, and names that go with this private gain. What they got? And gifting and persuading the public officials to adopt surveillance system constitutes unethical influence, bribery adjacent behavior, and breach of public trust. Even if structured to look legal, the intent is corrupt. Collusion with private actors to bypass the Constitution. This is high treason, folks. That people that need to be marched in front of a firing squad. Government cannot do indirectly what it cannot do directly. Did you get that? Okay. But here they outsource unconstitutional tracking, and they receive privately collected data and pretend their hands are clean. This is constitutional laundering scheme, folks, and it's absolutely illegal. Violations of state privacy laws. Every state has statutory protections for personal data, location data, biometrics, and electronic surveillance, government access to private information. The Flock network runs right through all of these. False statements and public deception. Officials are coached to lie. Well, you see these police chiefs and these sheriffs talking about this, see something, say something, and now they talk about these cameras, and we call it an axe murder on there, and from other cities, blah, 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 and all that bullshit. They're coached to lie, and they deny artificial intelligence, real-time tracking, advanced analytics, and pre-deployment activity. Knowingly providing false statements in official meetings is a crime in most states. Abuse of office. This is a state crime. Any official who knowingly allows illegal surveillance violates their oath, their duty, and state abuse of office statutes. This is punishable both in civil and criminal court. Civil rights violation under 42 U.S.C. 1983. Offensive, explosive, and for lawsuits under unlawful surveillance, invasion of privacy, deprivation of rights, targeted harassment, constitutional violations. This is with Flock camera system. Before those cameras are propped up there. And let's be clear, Flock is not the only company that is sticking those cameras up there. Now, for those that are in North Mississippi, those at Tupelo, Mississippi, the birthplace of Perry Carey, Police Chief Quacka, former FBI agent, as the police chief, the chief of Tupelo, and they've got one of the biggest, beautiful police department there. Big building, huge, gaudy, ostentatious. They don't even have a jail cell in it. I don't know if anybody's wondered why is now. I'm confused about that because we say police. I thought the police were the people riding around in these cars and screwing with people and trying to fuck somebody's day off for not wearing a seatbelt or something. Folks, those are just the millions out there tricking, trying to get some dollars in and to feed because the beast stays hungry. So what else is going on there? If they're all out rolling around these cars that we paid for, what's going on in there? You got no jail. Ain't no jail. Ain't no bar in that place. No bar. They all that is Jim, you people Johnson at the county sheriff. That is the epicenter for North Mississippi. That's what it is. The Golden Triangle. All the counties, all that stuff south of Tupelo that you think has got anything to do. That is a part of the same deal at Tupelo's headquarters. They've got them cameras all over that city. And people say, well, I guess that's people running red lights. Really? I mean, really? That's why they do this stuff in Mississippi, folks. That's why they do so. It's the proving ground of so many crimes against humanity. They're still hanging black men are still getting strung up for whistling at white women. This is whatever they tell on TV. That's going to be the story. They're hanging, all that stuff that's alive and well in the dirty South. If they put this multi-billion-dollar system in, because a few people have been prone to run a red light. All right, that's why they're doing it. This is the crimes that they're committing, and what will they do to keep from being prosecuted? Well, they might get their leader to go down here and arrest 14 or 15 cops and sheriffs and say they were peddling dope. And while we're distracted, I've told y'all, I said, this is a distraction. Why? I'm afraid they need to do that. But what are they distracting us from? The monster that they hadn't talked about, I'm talking about it right now. warrantless surveillance, illegal data collection, operating without authorization, conspiracy against rights, deprivation of rights under the code of law, bypassing bidding laws with memorandum of understanding, bribery, adjacent influence operations, constitutional laundering through private companies and state privacy laws, false statements and deception, abuse of office, and Section 1983 civil rights abuse. Folks, I've just skimmed the surface. I've scratched the surface, if you will, of what we're faced with. Now, many of you may choose to focus your attention on something else that you might find important. Our people are too busy in their little groups and their cliques of I'm being targeted and whatever rabbit hole you're running down. Meanwhile, back at the ranch, while everybody's being distracted, we're watching these freaks out here trying to get between the police, ICE, and get these illegals, these criminals that broke the law. They're trying to do their job. We can't get enough of somebody getting pepper sprayed or something. And I think that if you're smart enough, if you're that stupid to think that you're gonna get between law enforcement and them doing their job to arrest somebody that should be arrested, and all you get is pepper spray, I think you got that's lighter than a slap on the wrist. I'm telling you. But you notice that these things are happening in those more liberal leaning states. That's of course here in the dirty South and from Texas from Florida, all these states, it's a different deal. It's still the Wild West. And it's still this is they still will kill you, and it'll be whatever story they want it to be, and that will be the end of the story. And the news will give that one story. It won't be a repeat, and we got a do over and go tell it a different way. That's the way the deal works. What better place to militarize this snitch culture and to finally be able to grease everybody's palms, to have safer neighborhoods and communities, and we leave the Constitution intact because we're not worried about getting an amendment or doing anything like that. We've got the workaround. We've got the app for that. There's an app for that. Well, I've got my 2 cents for that as well. I still believe that Constitution is the supreme of this land. I still believe in God and country. No, this is not the United States I thought I grew up in. That I grew up in. This is not the same place. I realized that everything that we were told was a lie. I realized that. And I realized that while everybody was drinking the Kool-Aid, it's the largest retailer in the world, Walmart, that put mom and pop in small town America out of business. You can roll through any town that once was. There's nothing there. And what businesses are there are struggling. And if it weren't for Walmart, China wouldn't be able to sell shit. If you went to Walmart and they put everything that they had there that was made in America, you might get one end cap. The rest of it is a Chinese hell. Harbor Freight. On and on and on and on. While you were busy getting all giddy about having a new super center or a new all-you-can-eat buffet, this psyop of psyops, this beast has got its claw dug deep in every single community. Unless you take a stand and you demand that our Constitution be followed, and demand this from those that we put in there in positions of trust, it's not going to get any better. It's not going to get any better. We don't want to wait until somebody says, well, I didn't think there was anything wrong with it. Well, now, by the time everybody gets on the same page and not thinking there's anything wrong with it, when I tell you, when it's a fact that these people are knowingly and willingly circumventing the Constitution, committing crimes, and getting coached the structure of getting everybody to go along with it. If you're okay with that, then hell with it. You shouldn't complain about anything. But we, the people, are not okay with it. Folks, that's tonight's show. Stay tuned. Believe me, there's more to come. Share, subscribe. I welcome your comments down there below. We appreciate your support. We're completely supported by our listeners, viewers, and followers. Unless you support, I'm not selling t-shirts, mugs, or anything else. I'm simply giving you the truth. Until next time, God bless you. Call me a god. You call me a god. You call me a god. You call me a god. Let's go. I'm about to go off like a weapon. Fuel to the top, got a filled up engine. In my thoughts, obsession, I will not stop, no, I'm never second guessing. I got a God complex.